Not at all. And there's a lot to be questioned about what's happening in education. You know, it was bad enough, I feel, in the 60s and 70s and the stuff that we were being fed, you know, about history and about science or about anything, you know. In some ways, it was a lot better to be born in the 60s and 70s, I mean, 50s in my case, you know, because it wasn't quite the art of deception. I see it, you know, education in some ways is a lot more developed. And the worrying thing I feel now in education is this all, well, what they call it, social, sexual education. I don't know, they put a new term on it, and they make it quite a major subject area. That originally was the parents' responsibility. Now the state is stepping in there, so you have to question, what are they trying to do to the minds of our young people?
Right. And one thing I saw in your video was that boys should be taught by men, and not by women.
Yeah, now that's, I'm not so sure, and in some ways, maybe when they get to a certain age, it is preferable for boys to have more male influence, obviously, especially when they get into 14, 15, yeah, definitely. Before that, I'm not so sure, you know, but I understand what that guy's saying in the film, that yes, put it this way, if you've got a single parent, female, bringing up a boy and trying to do it all on her own, you're going to have problems. That's what I would say. You know, you're going to have problems. I know lots of single parents. I was a single parent the other way around, you know, at one point, well, practically. And I can see how it is difficult for a woman to set those limits and to be strong against the young male growing up, you know. So it's a problem, you know. This broken marriage thing is a problem. And there's a good, actually, when I'm talking about that, this state in a way supports that breakup of marriages, really, in many ways.
You're talking about the Irish state or the UK, or both?
Both, just by the material support, which now obviously it's kind to support that, but actually some women find themselves much better off, in this country anyhow, to be single financially than to be in a marriage. So you have to question, what's that about, you know? You know, they obviously are not bothered by, you know, single parent families. Now, single parent families, you know, again, you're sort of generalising, but it isn't. I was a single parent for a while, and it isn't an easy job. You know, it's almost an impossible task actually to raise a child. But it can be done. It can be done if you did nothing else, you know, and you had a conscious awareness of what you're doing.